Hello, how is everyone? I feel very compelled this evening to share a conversation, rather, that I had with my father recently. As I'm practicing and I'm revamping my business, Warrior Princess Coach is emerging. I'm super excited, but I want to take pause and share this conversation that I had with my father. So I practice all my speeches since I was a little girl with my father. So this is no different this time in life. I have a new pitch, I have a new business, and I'm practicing these different concepts. And even though the concepts are very female, I always want to get my father's perspective because it's what I've always done. And I want to segue into that I have had to kind of really face the fact that in my own personal growth and my own coaching, my own personal coaching, that I had some daddy issues, and I didn't know it. You know, I had the preconceived notion that daddy issues came from, you know, something happened in your childhood and therefore daddy issues came about, or you know, divorce or what have you. My parents are married, but I definitely had them. And I still am working through them. I'm the oldest. My father was pretty hard on me. Didn't say I love you a whole lot. I got critiqued constantly as I was growing up. So as I was graduating college and, you know, entering into relationships and what have you, I really kind of had to acknowledge that the people that I was drawn to were more harsh, because that's what I was accustomed to. And what I was craving was love, because I never had really received it. And so as I got older and I was really working through it, the exercises that I was instructed to do was have these conversations with my father. And they were for me. This is never to have, just to let everyone know, if anyone is doing any of these healing work with daddy issues, as I like to call them, this is work for you. This is not to have any magical effect on your father. This is to say the words, the unspoken words that you never said when you were a little girl. So you're speaking them as an adult now, to help your healing and to help your process. So I started doing this several years ago. And I started telling my father, you know, this is what I would have liked to have heard. This is how I took it. I would have liked to have heard I love you a little bit more. I would have liked to, you know, been told good job. So this went on for a little bit. My father's actually very supportive now. I get texts from him randomly. I love you. I'm so proud of you. So it's been, our conversation was actually very productive. So now I'm very comfortable sharing with him any achievements and any progression that I have with my career, relationships, and everything, because he was very open to that conversation. And he'll give me honest critique because he's very good at doing that. He has a history of that. But just to segue to that and working through daddy issues, it's very common, and it's very healthy to actually address it so that you can build a good, healthy relationship with men in general. So getting back to my point in my conversation with my father. So I was pitching him my new business. And I was talking to him about Warrior Princess Coach. I'm just really excited about it. And I'm excited about the work that I'm doing with women. And I'm talking to him about concepts, and I'm using these words. I'm using words like vulnerability and authenticity and owning your truth. And it prompted a lot of questions from my father, because these words they're not in his vocabulary every day. They're not words he hears every day. So he stood there and he said to me, he's like, I understand the concept. I understand that you're going to be working with these women, and you are going to make them these little, not even little, they're all going to be like Jedis that are dating and in the workplace. And it's like, not Jedis, Dad, they're warrior princesses. But yes, you get the point. I get the analogy. You know, you work with your audience, right? It's like, you're getting it, you're picking up on it. And he said to me, he's like, so they're all going to be these badasses. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, but what about the guys? And I was like, what do you mean? I really was not ready for that at all. I mean, what do you mean, what about the guys? He's like, you're gonna make women so empowered and so emboldened that they're gonna be completely undateable. And I just kind of smiled really big, and I just sat back. And I was like, Dad, first of all, anytime anyone wants to start doing any personal growth work, whether it's a man or a woman, there are tools and there are people that are willing to help them. They're there. Mentors, life coaches, they're all there. We're here. We're ready to take it to the next level. So what about the guys? The guys will be fine. What I'm doing, and I explained to him, I'm like, Dad, I'm going to help women get so emboldened and so passionate and own their truth so well that in their workplace and in their relationships and in every area of life, it will make them dateable only for the right people for them. And he just looked back and was like, oh. So it's a compatibility thing, he said. And I'm like, it's a compatibility thing. But interestingly, once we acknowledge who is not compatible for us, it makes it very, very clear who will be compatible for us. So that was my conversation with my father. If any of this resonates with you, please feel free to comment, and I hope to be talking to you soon. Have a great night.